nothing else, this is, a very weird time. We can agree on that, right? This is a very weird time. And I have been getting a lot of questions from clients about how they should move forward. I see a lot of people posting about being awkward about selling, and a lot of people are shutting down. And at the same time, on the flip side of that coin, you got some people who are trying to really take advantage of the situation. And I don't want to point fingers at anyone, MLMers selling sanitary homeopathic stuff, who are obviously trying to capitalize on the situation. And so people are kind of torn. Where do you fall in that range? And honestly, as I thought about this, what I really realized was that as small business owners, as entrepreneurs, we really are the backbone of the economy. And if we shut down, if we stop moving forward, then we're gonna lose out, and everyone's gonna lose out. So I'm really excited, and she just popped in, so I'm gonna bring her up here to bring in my colleague, Kat Stancik. Did I say that right, Kat? I never say your last name. She says no. There she is. How do you say your last name, Kat?
It is Stancik. So Please excuse the different background. Usually I'm in my big red background, but we've got coronavirus mom here today. So we're at home with the kids, and they are everywhere.
Well, let's see. We've got these different options for this layout. I don't know which one is better. We'll just stick with that. But I'm really excited. Kat, thanks for being here. Kat is the lead boss. And I actually I'm about to get fancy with this. Ready? I brought up. Bam! Do you see that? Can you see it?
No, I can't see it.
Okay, well, it says our names and our websites. So it's not that fancy. But
so now I got to go on my phone to be like, are you really real, or are you just messing with me?
No, I'm real. It's for real there. But Kat, you're super, I feel like we are the similar services on different sides of the spectrum, right? Where we've got really focused on action, really focused on getting leads. And your style is different than mine, but I think that that's really, really valuable. So thanks for being here. And let's talk about, how do we move forward in the middle of a pandemic? How do you keep doing business? And let's just, take 30 minutes here and just chat about it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think someone came up with these really great ideas for us to talk about. I love the entrepreneurial spectrum, right? It's a disorder, guys. It's a thing. Craig's on one end, I'm on the other. You're embraced. I'm kind of cool and happy that we kind of color coordinated today. This was unintentional.
Yeah. So it's just great minds think alike,
It's when you go to like a business meeting and everyone's wearing like the slacks and the blue blazer, like this is the entrepreneurial attire from when you're working from home. So like stuff is going crazy. People are out there freaking out, like, buying up, toilet paper, not a gastrointestinal virus, but, toilet paper. And so I, really focus on generating leads. And there is something, we talked about there's short-term and there's long-term. So a lot of people are out there and they're really focused on short-term strategies. So how do I go and make money? Because if I don't go and make money now, I'm never going to make money again. Right. So calm the F down, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, all the way down to your diaphragm, like all that good stuff. Right. This is still about building relationships. This is still about being there for your prospects and your clients and seeing how you can be of support. That strategy works in the short term. It works in the long term. It's how people who've been following me for 3 years buy from me. It's how people I met 24 hours ago buy from me, right? It's that consistency of how are you showing up as a human being, right? Not the guy that's trying to sell the 4-ounce hand sanitizer for $99, right? Very short-term, narrow-minded thinking. Like, yeah, dude, you're not going to be able to pay your mortgage with that profit margin. Like, and you're just an asshole.
You're just burning bridges. You're just
right?
burning
bridges. Burning bridges. Like, you think someone's going to come at you with some hand sanitizer when you want it? No, man. But it's also the thing of, hey, you can still absolutely support your clients in the way that you do, whatever brilliance that you stand in, and provide them an opportunity to work with you when it's the right fit.
So I've got a question for you, Kat, and this is a question I seriously have gotten, I think, like 10 times from my clients, and I'm also seeing people talk about it on social media, and that is, I feel awkward making offers right now. It feels inappropriate. How are you? So I know how I've been responding. How are you responding to that?
I respond to that with the same response when anybody feels that way when they're talking about sales. And I say, you're making it about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. Stop making your business about you. Yes, your business helps you generate money and provide a lifestyle and all those amazing things, but you're here to support other people. So if you're making the sale about you and how you feel and how you're awkward, then yeah, you're going to be sleazy McSleazerson, right? And you're going to be pitching people. But if you're saying, hey, this person is showing buying interest, I could support them. I want to claim them as a client because they're so amazing. And I know we could do such good work. And you're denying them that opportunity. That's being sleazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think there's we're talking both long-term and short-term. And I think that there's, I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what the future is going to hold, but like, hopefully 30 days from now, this is going to be like, hey, do you remember when we all freaked out over this?
Yeah.
And like everyone was locked in the door. And
do you remember when your dumbass paid $99 for hand sanitizer?
Yeah. Remember when I had to get on Amazon and pay $200 for toilet paper? Yeah.
Oh,
so hopefully that's the case. Right. And I think, we're going to look back at this and say, either I was really smart and I didn't deviate from what I knew was right. Like I kept doing my lead gen. I kept making it about relationship. Yeah. I didn't experience a dip. Or we're going to look back at this and say one of two things. I freaked out and I lost a bunch of money and, I shouldn't have done that. Or I tried to take advantage of something I shouldn't have taken advantage of and it hit me in the face. Yeah. And I think that there's a difference between being tone deaf and trying to capitalize. And I think we could even use this video as an example because I went to you. I seriously, guys, like yesterday, I don't even know, like 7:00 at night Central Time, I'm texting Kat and I'm like, Kat, I had this idea where I think like lots of people would like to talk about digital strategies right now, but I don't want it to look like I'm trying to capitalize on this crisis. What do you think? And you know what? The advice she gave me was exactly the advice she just gave you. She said, Craig, like, what's your intention? Like, are you trying to capitalize or are you trying to help? And I was like, I'm trying to help. She's like, then do it. Like, why are you hesitating? Just move forward. And I think that's the key. What is your intentions? And then the second thing I'd say to that is vocalize your intentions. Whenever there is an elephant in the room where you feel uncomfortable, if like so what did I just do? I just did it, right? Like if like you're trying to offer something, you're like, hey, this might sound like I'm trying to capitalize on this crisis. I'm not. I'm here to help you. Like, so seriously, it's cool if you're not interested or whatever, but like, I want to make this offer. People really respond to that. And that's good practice, whether or not we're in a pandemic, whether or not we're in this situation.
That's marketing, baby, right? Like, and that should be like a tagline, right? It probably is. But it's like your marketing is going to attract and repel people. There are people that are always going to get triggered. So there are people that are in your group right now who are potentially even watching this and they're like, unsubscribe, get this guy and this crazy haired woman out of my face. I'm done with it. Good. Because we're here to talk about business. We're here to talk about the fact that you are here to make money, to support people and create an impact in the world. And if you get triggered by the fact that we're talking about something that's trending, then you're not our people's, right? And that's okay. Go find your person who's hiding under a rock and denying the fact that this is existing and this is happening.
Yeah.
But that's marketing, right? Like look at, if you guys aren't leveraging what people are interested in and talking about as part of your marketing and putting your spin on it and showing how your process supports this or helps you accomplish a goal, then you're the person that's leaving money on the table. And that's one of like the war cries that I have with my clients is do not leave money on the table. Do not leave a lead behind, right?
Yeah. So by the way, you can't see it. I wrote that's marketing baby in that little box and I put it up on the screen. So the cat
catism.
Marketing baby. Another thing that you and I talked about that I think is important to remember right now is to make sure you're leading the way. Because okay, so let's look at an example, right? This evolves so quickly in a situation like this. 2 days ago, all those events start canceling, right? And I've seen people start saying, hey, that event got canceled, but you could do it virtually. Like I could show you how to do that. So that's out of like pure service-based, I have a skill, you have a need. Yeah. But now you jump on social media and you see like 50 people being like, hey, I can make this virtual for you. And it's like, what is the difference there? And I think one is like first people to do it were doing it because they saw a need and they really were concerned. And so they were leading from the front, leading by example. And then you got all these people who are like, oh my goodness, business opportunity. I could do that too. Let me jump on board.
Yeah.
So I think an important thing to remember here, and I think you'll agree with me because I think that this is what you talk about, but it's like, you've got to make sure that you're looking at your audience and saying, how can I best serve them? What is the best thing for me to do to show up and provide value right now? And yeah, that conversation is going to look a little different right now, today, tomorrow, because we are in the middle of this weird event, but that doesn't change the value portion of it, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is crisis management 101, right? Which this isn't the last time. This isn't the first time. It's not the only time that something's going to happen that's going to cause some kind of, now this is a worldwide pandemic, but there have been, US, Hurricane Katrina, right? And people were hoarding, water and toilet paper again and all this other stuff. Now, there was a huge need there, but they got through it. They banded together eventually. There's looting that happened. It happened in any of the decades that we've lived through. It, there was some kind of chart that was going around and trending about, like, every time there's a presidential election, there's some kind of something that's happened, SARS and MERS and all this stuff. This happens. Yeah. It's part of business. Now, the reason that it's such a big deal is because business is more so online now than it was before. But, there was the government shutdown, right? When the government literally shut down. And so a lot of the US didn't feel that, but I live in the DC area and that was felt. People were not getting paid. They were being furloughed, right? Like, there were serious consequences that were happening. People weren't able to pay their mortgages. So they weren't necessarily hoarding from one aspect, but there was a crisis going on. And how do you show up? Are you showing up looting the stores, going out there and trying to get everything you can from people? Or are you saying, okay, cool, I'm just going to get what I need, and I'm going to make sure other people have support? Or we talked about this. There were people that we saw online who were saying, you were saying you had a friend whose husband just, is going through chemo. Yeah. And she was like, I can't even buy things to keep my husband safe.
I got to tell you, it riled me up. It really did. Because this is a girl I've known since high school, right? She lives here locally near me. And she's like, her exact words were, I can't get the things I need to keep my husband safe and my house sanitary while he's on chemo. And I about lost it, and I was, I just hijacked your what you were saying, but but I jumped on there and I was like, hey, what is it you need? Like, what, like, specifically, what do you need? Because if I have it, I'm giving it to you. And if I don't have it, I'm messaging my neighbors until I find it, and I'm getting it for you.
I will. Yeah. I mean, that was like a powerful thing, because that's just like, that's beyond just you asking a neighbor. That's you going out to the community and being like, I'm going to be an advocate. And that's what we need people to do right now. It
was such a powerful moment. And she shared so that was last night. And this morning she shared here's a second part to that story. She shared a fundraiser that they had set up. And I think that it already had some money in it, but she's raised like $11,000, like, for the care of her husband. And I'm like, this is exactly what it's about. And that proves a couple things. One is that if you have honest conversations during this time, guess what? You get honest answers. Yes. And number two is that people still are giving. People still are purchasing. People are still living life. You just need to have those honest conversations, right?
Right. I mean, what is it? The mother of necessity is, whatever, the necessity is the mother of invention, or however the statement goes. But here's the thing: is people are looking at this and they're very focused, right? And it's the grain of sand. You're so focused on the grain of sand that you're not looking up and seeing the beach and appreciating what's going on. What's going on is, if you choose to look at it, is that there are opportunities to be of service first, which is what I am all about. And I know it's what you're all about. Yeah. It's when it's providing the value to someone. So think about this, because it is strategic and it's a little bit self-serving. And I have like a piece of hair in my eye. Sorry, guys. Okay. Like, it's the virus in my eye. Right? It's okay. We won't say anything. So I've got kids, who knows what's floating in my house. So, like, you see, I made a kid joke and then that just totally distracts me. Are you providing the value and the strategy behind it? Because I'm all about strategy. It's where my head goes. Like, I'm always playing checker. Like, people are playing checkers and I'm playing chess, right? So in checkers, you're anticipating one or two moves ahead, but in chess, you're really anticipating like someone else's move and all that. So I'm looking at it from a place of, and I can get called out for this, but if I provide value to someone, if I help them, this was the key. If I help you maintain your client base, not lose clients, but maintain your client base and potentially even increase your client base, who do you think you're going to turn to when your next need arises?
Yeah.
Right. So it's not to say that you got to go out there and coach everyone for free, but you can do some small acts of kindness that support people in their time of need. So look at your community. What can you do to provide support and value to your community without asking for anything back? You're doing it right now with this. We're going to
Right.
talk about some strategies. What is it that people can do, can generate leads, close more clients, provide support, be in that space so that they can then receive in the future. It is, I'm going to go wooey. It is an energetic exchange. Are you depositing into the universe, into the bank of the universe, into God's bank account, source's bank account, whatever it is, so that later on, when someone realizes, oh man, I need something, I need some help, and I have a problem, who am I going to go to? I'm going to go to the people that didn't have any attachment to supporting me because they were there for me before I ever, was anticipating giving them anything in return.
Yeah. There's two real things that came up to me while you're talking about that. And I kind of said this before, was I realized one of the motivators for me doing this series. And what's awesome is, Kat, you and I talked this morning and you were the first person to sign up. I now have like 6 people lined up to like go do this stuff. Yeah. Like the community.
I was like, do it. Let's go. Like, let's make out a time.
Jumping in and it's awesome. And, but I realized a couple things is one, it's like, we're all connected in this and we're all in this together. And it's like, I was saying this to a client of mine, I was like, cause she was thinking she might want to shut down. Like, she's like, I don't want to sell anything. And I was like, if we all did that, what would happen to the economy? Like, seriously, small business is the backbone of this economy. And if we shut down, then this all goes to hell, but if we all stand up and say, hey, we're going to keep moving forward and providing value, we're in this together, then like you can see some really cool things happening.
And what kind of, she's doing what she's dealing with, but that's so short-sighted, right? Like we have no idea what the implications are. Like in a week, we could be fine. We could be fine in 2 weeks. We could be fine in 3 months. But here's the thing. We're going to be okay. We've gotten through wars, right? The Great Depression, yes, the market has crashed, and that's the cycle of life. So one, are you preparing for these kind of things? Let's say this is a lesson learned for other people, but for the future. Right. And then 2, there are other things you can be doing in your business right now other than hustling, right? Of like trying to close deals and shake those credit cards, right? You can be doing things that maybe you've been putting on the back burner, but now you're kind of like, all right, cool. I've got a little bit of extra time, or I need to be really focused with my time because my kids are about to drive me nuts. Because they're home all day.
This is a great, I think that we're looking at a microcosm of like, this is kind of a crisis, and it's a real crisis for a lot of people, but it's also like, this is true of like getting beyond the success of like the feast or famine cycle of really getting into multiple 6 figures, really growing your business. Yep. And that is understanding that business is, it's the title of this whole presentation. It's both a long and short-term game. And once you release and plan for like, business is going to kind of go up and down, trending upwards, and you plan for that, and you release the need for, I need to make a sale right now. Guess what? You start making those sales right now, which is an odd, you went all woo-woo, but so I could too, but I'm not going to. But it's an odd little,
releasing the energetic attachment to the sale. I said it.
Hey, so we've got like 10 minutes. So let's get into like some really specific tactics. I know that you, and I don't know if this is what you wanted to talk about, so I'm kind of putting you on the spot, but like, I know you rock LinkedIn. So let's talk LinkedIn for a little bit. Like, I think we can go 2 ways with this, like getting started with LinkedIn, but I don't know that that's, I think most people
can get started
kind of
with whatever you have going
LinkedIn.
on right now. Like, you want the quick and down and dirty on LinkedIn, make sure your profile picture is not one that's cropped, make it professional. Dude, leverage the banner, right? That is your opportunity to be able to immediately provide your authority and expertise. So don't let it be the blue banner, and don't put pictures of dogs and cats because it doesn't help you. And the third thing, if you want to know,
unless you're a dog and cats, like, vet, unless you're a vet.
Even
right?
then, like, do it of you with the animal in the veterinarian environment, not just like the clipboard version of the dog and cats, like little collage thing. Cause just, that's weird.
I love how, first of all, I was trying to make a joke, but I was kind of legit serious. Like, if you're a vet, like, that's cool. And you're like, wait. No, Craig, no, it's not.
No.
Like, make sure you know what the purpose is. Yeah. Don't just put a dog and cat. Like, know what message you're trying to get across. That's awesome. That's awesome advice right there.
Right. So
All
the
right, keep
third
going.
thing, so there's 4 real key points: your profile, your banner, your headline. Dude, again, business is not about you. You're not defined by your title, speaker, coach, author, whatever. That's about you. You want to make sure that your clients can see you in your results. So does your headline, go look at my profile. Does your headline clearly tell people who you work with and the results you help them achieve? Boom. And the other thing, I think about it as the LinkedIn bookends. Do you have recommendations? Those are your testimonials, right? You can also screenshot them and re-leverage them. So go out and ask people for testimonials. And PS, make sure that they are results driven, right? If you help people make money, make sure they talk about making money. If you help people get fit, make sure that it talks about, hey, I lost 30 pounds working with, whoever, Svetlana. So that's just the down and dirty of making sure you've got a couple checklists on your profile. But what I love about LinkedIn, what I love about Facebook and Instagram and all the platforms is that you need to have conversation. We can all connect with people. We can find our ideal clients. They look like this, they act like this. We can do searches if we have the, professional version of LinkedIn and all that. But are you actually talking to people? And most people, they love collecting. I feel like I've done something. I've connected, click, 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 click. But the awkward part is like, it's kind of like going to a networking event and you're like, hey, Craig.
Or hey, Craig, let me tell you all about me.
Yeah.
Here's my
Hey,
elevator pitch.
oh,
It's
man.
3 minutes long. Yeah.
Pitchy Pete, right, is what I call him, right? And this is the guy, right? Pitchy Pete. Pitchy Pete comes and connects with you, and then connects and then tries to close you, right? And they skipped over the conversation. And that's what everybody, the LinkedIn strategists and experts are basically trying to get everybody to go from connection to close. And they pitch you. They're like, hey, you have a face, buy my face cream, right? And it gives you PTSD. You don't want to accept connection requests because you're like, accept, like what's going to happen? So have the conversation. And again, this is the key. Stop making it about you. Don't try to convince the person about how amazing and wonderful you are. That will come through the conversation. Make it about them. Ask them about them. Here's a tip. Coronavirus is happening. Ask them, how is it affecting you?
Yeah, how are you holding up?
Curious. Has it affected you? What's your plan? Get curious, get all cat-like, get playful and curious and start asking about them. Go notice something about their profile. Is there something missing? Hey, I noticed that you don't have a banner in the background of your Facebook profile. That might be affecting how many people connect with you. Make sure it demonstrates authority and expertise. If you're a speaker, show you speaking. Like, just wanted to share that over. Here's a nugget, right? Help people have aha moments. If they don't see you as someone who can help solve their problems, they're never going to come to you to help them solve their problems.
Mm-hmm. I love this because this
is
what I tell my clients.
Sorry.
I mean, it just goes right along with what I teach. And that's, if you're connecting with the right people and you're just having normal conversations, guess what? All conversations lead to sales eventually. Like, you just have to think about this is the example I put. Okay, so you're filling up your LinkedIn profile or your Facebook profile with your ideal clients. Let's say you work with chiropractors.
Yep.
If you were to walk in, your business is you help chiropractors, make more money through email marketing. Okay, I'm making stuff up, right? But,
sure.
If you were to walk into a room of like 20 chiropractors and just start talking, eventually someone's going to say, what do you do? And if you say, oh, I help chiropractors make more money with email marketing or get more clients, they're going to say, oh, interesting. What is that? And guess what? You're in the path to a sales conversation. So you don't have to be pushy or salesy or sleazy. You just have to be connecting with the right people and then having strategic conversations where you're actually trying to build a relationship. And that's going to lead to sales.
And here's a ninja. You ready?
Yeah.
You need to activate your leads. What the fuck does that mean? Activate your leads. That means that you are not leaving leads behind. Are you tracking every single conversation? If you are not making over multiple 6 figures in your business, get over yourself. Open up a damn Excel spreadsheet and start tracking things, right? You don't have to have a fancy CRM. Don't use cost and complicated funnels and whatever it is as a mechanism to stop you from taking action. Your clients are already all around you. They are your connections. Now, yes, part of what we do is help people understand how to replenish that low-hanging fruit, right? How to get the pipeline back full. Yeah. But there's already people out there who are ready to buy from you, who are waiting for an invitation, not a pitch, an invitation to work with you. How does that happen? Through conversation.
Okay, so let's put a little spin on this in our last couple of minutes here. Okay, so we're in the middle of this this Corona thing, and if I'm sitting here going, but Kat, like, I feel uncomfortable. Like, people are quarantined. Like, there's bigger things than me going on here, and yet I need to make sales. What do I do?
So you provide value, like we're doing here in this demonstration. You go, and I was talking to one of my clients is an addiction specialist, and so he helps people stay in recovery after recovery. And so I said, have you thought about doing like online AA meetings? Because people aren't going to go out into groups, and people who are in recovery are going to use this as an excuse not to go. So don't call it AA, right? But say, hey, look, for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to host this, 3 days a week, 5 days a week, right? Whatever it is. And it's just to do it. Now, what's going to happen? He's going to provide value, and people are going to look at him, and they're going to see how he works and his process, and they're going to keep engaged in their community. When you create that engagement, when you create that community, that's where your fastest leads come from. So spend the time putting in a little bit of effort in your business, being strategic and providing value to people. That's the number one thing. You re-leverage content, go teach some stuff, do a masterclass, invite someone into your group to speak about something that you don't, that can help people either, get them into a place of action so they become better clients for you, or that you can refer out to someone else and get some referral monies, right? There's a lot of opportunity out here. Help people think differently about their business. Reach out to the chiropractor and say, hey, have you thought about doing an online version of what you do? So you may not be able to get hands-on, but you could sell a program, right, that basically walks them through how they can do some adjustments at home, how they can do some massage techniques, how they can do nutrition. Did you know that most chiropractors have nutritional education, right? As part of getting their PhD, they've gone through that. So they have an understanding of the whole body, and they can still help you keep in that forward progressive movement. So, right now is the time to innovate. You have to start thinking about things differently. And if you don't, what's going to happen is you're going to be at the back end of the train. If you want to lead in the marketplace, you got to lead from the front.
So two thoughts for you. So first is, I love what you just said about innovating now. And I think I'm looking at all these schools closing and how they're doing like Zoom calls. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is going to change the way school works. Yeah. Like, this event is going to change the way public school systems work, whether we whether you like this or not. Like, moving forward, this is going to shift. People are going to, because now we're going to experience it. We're going to say, hey, this is possible. What if we did this more often? So that's number one thought. Number two is, and this, maybe this wraps it all up in a nice little bow, because I think you brought us back to where we started. And that is, if you want to move forward and market and sell right now, the best way to do that is ask yourself, how can I serve my clients more fully? What can I do right now to add value and serve my clients? And whatever that answer is, act on it. And that's how you're going to get your leads and your clients. You see that was a mic drop moment.
I saw it. It was so powerful. It wasn't even on camera. Like, you just kind of got some fingers.
Reverberation.
I felt it. Like, I felt the energy. I know you don't want to go there, but I felt it.
Nice. Awesome, Kat. So if people want to find you, where do they go? Where do they find you?
So I have my Lead Boss group, right? It's literally called Lead Boss. If they want to find out and get some free goodies, I shouldn't shimmy when I do that. It's actionincubator.com/free. See?
That hit my funny bone. You got me with that one. I was not prepared for that one. Let's keep it G-rated, Kat. Come on.
Not when I'm involved. There should be a warning that flashes across the screen. Right. Rated R for content and adult.
You know what I can flash across the screen again is, that's marketing, baby. That's what I'm going to put on the screen right now. That's marketing, baby.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Lead Boss Group. Where else?
actionincubator.com/free is where they can actually get, still right now, my crash course on how to create fast action revenues in your business. So
awesome. Really, really cool. So I'm really glad that you came and that we did this. And we'll call it there. Until next time, guys, take some fast focus, imperfect action. You got this. Talk soon.